What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to the Knicks Cave. I'm Jan and Nick Fan, your host, and let's get right into it. But before we do, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment. You want to know when the next video going to drop? Hit the notification bell. All right, let's get into this game real quick. The New York Knicks knocking off the Milwaukee Bucks 122 to 109. And man, was it a game? Started off a little shaky for the New York Knicks, but by the time the second half came, you could see in the second quarter, the Knicks was making a run. But Milwaukee was hanging on, fighting, doing all they could. But they have not been looking like the Milwaukee Bucks when the season first started. And let's be honest, it have to have something to do with the coaches being exchanged, bringing in Doc Rivers and getting rid of Adrian Griffin. I think that played a big part in the way the Milwaukee Bucks are playing. Matter of fact, a few videos ago, I said it's not going to go well. It's going to have some effect. Not only I said it's not going to go well for the player, I just thought karma would take effect, because if you look at the job Adrian Griffin was doing before they just wanted to fire him, I have no insight on the reason. I know it has been given. I don't believe the reason that was given, but we're not going to get into that fully. But with the Milwaukee Bucks stumbling and bumbling, as Clyde would say, the New York Knicks do have a chance. Yes, you hear what I say, do have a chance to take that number 2 position and be playing whoever come out of that play-in tournament. And before I go further on, I'm going to have to say one more thing. I'm enjoying the play-in tournament, and I'm enjoying the in-season tournament. I think these was two great ideas introduced by the New York Knicks, by the NBA. I really do enjoy watching the play-in. The in-season tournament was much funner than everybody anticipated, well, at least myself. I didn't think it would be, because if y'all watch my video, I was down on it at the first. That was in the summer, and I was like, they're just trying to make a little bit more money. But once the games got played, it was very exciting. I'm just going to be honest with you. And let's be honest, that playing last year was very exciting. And not only did it did good for the money, the ratings, and it got regular people watching, because like I said, it was a good idea. The NBA, introducing and putting this into a season and giving the basketball fans a little bit something more extra while the season winding down, because we be starving for basketball that whole 2-3 months going through July, August. But in July, we get a little bit of basketball with the Summer League. And I'm looking forward to the Summer Leagues. I'm going to talk about a player that I'm hoping will be coming to this Summer League. He's an international player, but we'll get to that in another video. But let's get back to this game. The New York Knicks, like I said, they dominated that second half. The first half, it looked a little shaky, but the New York Knicks came back, and they just did their thing in that third quarter and that second quarter. All right, let's look at these stats real quick. If you look at what the Knicks shot from the field, they only shot 48%, going 45 of 92, whereas they held the Bucks to 46. And it looked like the Bucks were going, because the Bucks were shooting the ball very well in that first quarter. I thought they was about to do their thing to the New York Knicks. I thought it was going to be another one of them nights, but it wasn't. The New York Knicks came back out and did their thing in the second half, all to Jaylen Brunson, our superstar, our all-star point guard. And where would we be without this man? And a lot of people's asking questions, can the New York Knicks go far without Jaylen Brunson? And I'm going to come out and say this. Yesterday, I sat down, I had to contemplate that, and I was doubting. When we lost that game to Chicago, I was doubting. I'm going to be honest, but if the bench can play the way they played tonight, and what we got from Anunoby and Mitchell Robinson, and I'll get to that in a second as well, this team will be all right in the playoffs, especially if we can get that number 2 spot. Let's talk about the stats real quickly. They're not all up there, but you see the New York Knicks shot 49%. They shot 47. 3-point. Both teams shot terrible from downtown. The Knicks went 14 from 29. They went 12 from 34. Rebounds, the New York Knicks out-rebound them 41 to 38. Turnovers, the Knicks only turned the ball over 7 times. They 14. If you want to get into an in-depth offensive rebound, the Knicks had 13 out of them 41 rebounds. Assists, the Knicks had 25 to their 27. We had 9 steals to their 3. They had 7 blocks. We had 6 blocks. hold on for a second, get in depth. But where the Knicks really excel at was the points in the paint. We had 44 to their 34. They 34. And like I said, we only turned the ball over 5 times to their 14. Second chance points, the Knicks had 19 to their 14. Fast break points, they beat us by 3. They had 12 to our 9. And points off turnovers, the New York Knicks scored 16 points off the turnovers to their 8. Biggest lead of the game for the Knicks was 16. And as I said, the New York Knicks were down 11 points going into the second half. Then we came back, we just took over. It wasn't like we was down 21 points and we had to fight a real battle. Like, even when the Knicks right now honestly get to 20 points, I don't be worried as much as I used to be last year, because it's just that feeling that the New York Knicks going to come back. Like with Jason, excuse me, I don't know why I'm messing his name up because they have the same name as my son, Jaylen Brunson, on his team. And yes, I know a lot of us would have loved to have Randall back. The surgery killed us, but the playoffs are about to start. We seen what Brunson did in the playoffs against the West Coast teams. You know what I'm saying? When he had to hold it down against the West Coast, and back then the West Coast was a much stronger team, and he got them out of that first round. And I think he can do the same with us. And it's going to be it's going to be like, can't predict the second round right now, but I know we getting out of the first round. You know what I'm saying? And depending on what team that we meet, it might be hard or it might just be a breeze. Let's be honest with that first off. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying oversleeping any teams, but I'm expecting some upsets. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm expecting upsets in this year playoff, and New York Knicks is not going to be one of them. And what I mean by that, they're not going to be getting knocked off in the first round. But I'm expecting some teams that's looking real good right now to get knocked off in the first round. I'm not going to mention no names, but I'm just telling you, I'm expecting some upsets. All right, let's move along real quick, because this game was important in many ways. And the New York Knicks could put themselves in that number 2 position. And I know the Milwaukee Bucks own that tiebreaker over the Knicks right now, but the way the Milwaukee Bucks are playing right now, in my opinion, because this is their 4th straight loss. We went into their house with them being on a 4-game losing streak, and the team that they're losing to, you know what I'm saying, they're supposed to beat, being that who everybody have them as, and that could have a lot to do, and I'm gonna stress again, with the switching of coaches. You know, karma have to play a little effect in there, or Doc Rivers is not a good ass coach as everybody think he is. Ever since that Boston championship, he been getting a free pass. That's just my opinion. Y'all can hit me in the comments and tell me how y'all feel about that. But in my opinion, he been getting a free pass because he been having superstars ever since the Boston era, and he have not gotten it done. Getting knocked off up 3 games. Come on. And now coming into the Milwaukee Bucks situation and looking at the way the team is deteriorating. You heard what I said, deteriorating. That's just my opinion, but I'm going to make it. You know what I'm saying? I think the team is moving backwards, and the stats show it. You know what I'm saying? They might be in second place right now, and all that is owed to Adrian Griffin, in my opinion. But if you look at their schedule right now, their schedule is not, it don't look too good for them. And why I'm saying that, because the way they've been playing lately. The Bucks, they got to play Boston tomorrow night, and we got Chicago. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at that Chicago game as revenge. I think the New York Knicks went into that game underestimating Chicago, and Chicago came out because Chicago trying to get into that play. And as I said, it has made this season, this goddamn this franchise, or whatever you want to call it, NBA, it had made it much more exciting than playing. So Chicago was trying to get into it, and you see them right there. You got the Heat, 76ers, and the Bulls. They all fighting. You know what I'm saying? Now, with the New York Knicks moving to second, we be playing Chicago. This is what I'm saying about the play-in and the end-season tournament. It really brought some excitement to the NBA. It is so, it's dope. But yeah, with the way Milwaukee is playing right now, and they have to play Boston, and then they got the Magic, then they got the Thunder, then they got the Magic to end up in their season, 4 games left. I don't see them being Boston, much as I get down on Boston, the way they're playing right now. And the Magic, like I said in a couple of videos ago, the Magic are a very sneaky good team. You know what I'm saying? And all right, Orlando let me say it like this. I am afraid of that team. The New York Knicks do not match up well with Orlando. So, in my opinion, Orlando give a lot of teams trouble. So when they meet Orlando on Wednesday, which is going to be coming from a back-to-back because they got Boston tomorrow night, they're not playing well. And the New York Knicks take care of business and knock off Chicago, and then we got to play Boston. Now, my hope is that Orlando Magic knock off the Buck after Boston Celtics beat them. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a given the Celtics going to beat them, but the way they're playing right now, you know what I'm saying? They could do the New York Knicks a favor, and the New York Knicks can do themselves a favor by coming in and knocking off the Bulls and coming in and getting a victory against the Boston Celtics. I know that's not, realistic thought the way Boston playing, but we haven't beaten them this season. And I think tomorrow night, I think Thursday will be a perfect opportunity for the Knicks to go off into the sunset this end of the season with a win against the Boston Celtics. And then we got the Brooklyn Nets. And the Brooklyn Nets got nothing to play for, but they might try to be a spoiler. But how they going to spoil the Knicks? The Knicks are already in the playoffs. So I think a lot of their stars, the Brooklyn Nets, that is, will be rested, and they won't be playing their best players, and that could be a victory for the New York Knicks. And then we end our season against the Chicago Bulls. And who knows? We could be playing the Chicago Bulls. If we can take that number 2 spot and the Chicago Bulls stay exactly where they're at, fighting their way and getting into that playoff spot and happen to be the number 8 seed, we could be playing the Chicago Bulls. I know a lot of people would like to see the New York Knicks meet the Heat, but I think then the Heat might just move up. I know they just lost the game tonight, but I still think they might finish the season somewhere around 5th or 6th. You know what I'm saying? I think they're going to move out of that play-in. But the New York Knicks are in control of their destiny, and they can take control of their destiny right now. I know I went on and on about the Knicks, but let's get into a little bit of a thing about Jaylen Brunson being one of the top scorers in the NBA. We're going to stay there right quick, and then we're just going to talk about the way Brunson continued to pull the Knicks out when we need him the most. In this game tonight, in the first half, he had 23 of the Knicks' first 50 points, and he continued to be that all-star. And in my opinion, he don't get the all-star calls. He get him late in the game or whatever, but he don't get him when it matters. Because if you think about it, the man would be at the line all night because they have no choice but to foul him. And the way he create contact, they got to give this man some more respect. And that's the refs. That's my opinion. But Jaylen Brunson, we're already talking about extension right now. Come on, let's be real. This is how good this man is. And I stress again, I know we wish we had Randle back because I think the New York Knicks would be unstoppable with Julius Randle back. Got Anunoby working his way back into the source and everything. And I know once he get his timing and rhythm back, you know what I'm saying, he's going to be all right. But tonight, the bench did come out and help Jaylen Brunson tonight. Dante DiVincenzo had 26 points. He went 8 for 14 from the field. A very efficient night, you know what I'm saying. Although all them shots was from downtown, I would like to see him get to the line a little bit more by driving more to the rim. But tonight was a good night. He chipped in 26 points, which Brunson really needed because we all know when Brunson sit down and on bench, the New York Knicks seem to disappear when it comes to scoring. But tonight in the second half, it was not to be. He had help. When I'm saying he had help, and we'll get to that in a minute. But tonight, we also had Isaiah Hartenstein. You know what I'm saying? This guy right there continued to impress me, and he's my main reason why I hope the New York Knicks do not put Mitchell Robinson back in the starting lineup. And Mitchell Robinson had a decent night tonight. He didn't score that many points. He had 1 point, but he was all over the court blocking shots and disrupting plays. You know what I'm saying? But in my opinion, if you look at Isaiah Hartenstein game, the way he played that floater, I'm not going to lie, y'all heard me get on that floater, but he's starting to perfect it and shoot it with more confidence and starting to make it on a more consistent basis. So I'm not going to complain. But Mitchell Robinson came out. He was effective. He didn't score as many points, but like I said to you, we need more than defense from Mitchell Robinson. We need at least 8-9 points. If you're not going to give us double figures, give us at least 8-9 points a night. Coming off the bench, I can expect him to provide that because McBride, which I am figuring should be our backup point guard, he's going to look more for Mitchell Robinson than Jaylen Brunson. And Jaylen Brunson, Mitchell Robinson, that caught that, excuse me, that, because Mitchell Robinson missed 50 games, is not there. That connection is not there like it is with Isaiah Hartenstein and Mitchell Robinson. So, in my opinion, you got to leave Isaiah Hartenstein right where he at. Don't make no changes going into the playoffs. I don't care if you're talking about Mitchell Robinson got back his rhythm. He's back in the flow. We got to leave Isaiah Hartenstein right where he at because he's very important to the starting unit. That's just my opinion. I know a lot of y'all feel the same way, so hit me in the comments and let me know. All right, let's move right along. I said he got help tonight. He also got help from this man right here, and y'all heard me talk about him, and I've been talking about that trade, and I've been telling y'all, like, it's going to take a little time, and Tibbs going to have to start designing plays, and you have to think about it. Tibbs ain't designed no plays for him, and he came off and was that spark. You know what I'm saying? McBride came off the bench tonight and had some minutes, you know what I'm saying, when we needed. Because if you think about it, tonight McBride, other than Jaylen Brunson, that first half, it seemed like he wasn't afraid of Milwaukee Bucks. He was attacking, he was driving, he was making assists, he was making all the right plays, and this is why Emmanuel quickly is gone. Let's be real. All right, but let's talk about Bogdanovic. Like I said in my last video, out of that trade, I think this was a good, piece that we got. We just got to start setting him up with more screens and catch and shoot. And, I think he will be scoring more than 15 points a game because we all know him scoring off the bounce is really not, off the dribble is really not his game. But he's trying to implement that into his game, and he's not doing such a bad job, if you ask me. And he was a real important part tonight off the bench. You know what I'm saying? 15 points, 6 for 9, 1 for 1 from downtown, and 16 minutes. Not a lot of minutes, but 15 points, that's a lot. That's what I'm saying. He was very efficient tonight with his shots and with his minutes. And I think he can do more if we set him up. That's just my opinion. But tonight was a great win. It was a win that can put us in second place. It's a win that can get us right where we need to be so that we might just get one of the, I'm not going to say weak teams or soft teams, but one of them playing teams that we have an 80% chance of beating. But like I said, I'm looking at some upsets, and then that upset, I'm going to be right here. If the Heat stay in the play-in, you know what I'm saying? If I'm thinking about it, if the Heat meet Boston, I think that's going to be an upset. If Indiana meet Boston, I think that's going to be an upset. That's just my opinion. I know some might say, well, it could be the same thing for the New York Knicks, and you might be right, but we ain't going to talk about that. Yeah, you heard me. I'm that biased. But anyway, I'm thinking the New York Knicks can move into second place. All they have to do is come out and take care of business against the Chicago Bulls. And even if we would get a loss against the Boston Celtics, like I said in my last video, I think the Knicks can finish 49-33. We right on pace, especially if we get this victory against the Chicago Bulls. Now, if we beat Boston, if we win straight out, then the Knicks will have a 50 season game win season. But if we wouldn't lose one more game, the experts are predicting the New York Knicks to win 48, go 48-33, something like that. I'm saying the New York Knicks can go, I said in my last video, 49-32, I think. So either way, the New York Knicks need these games if they want to take over the number 2 spots. We know we well behind Boston. Number 1 spot is out of picture. But we are right there in contention for the number 2 seed in the East. We just got to do our job, and the Bucks just got to keep playing the way they playing, which is trash, like trash. But with that being said, I want everybody to stay safe, stay healthy, God bless, and peace.